guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Alexa and this YouTube channel is for all substitute teachers, so welcome here. I'm so excited to have you. Okay, so today's topic is going to be on Q&A, and I have asked questions on my Instagram at the subcoach, and so better follow me there. I have more substitute teacher tips as well. Okay, so let's get started. How did you get into subbing? So I went to school for health and physical education, and then I went to do my grad school in health and wellness education. So I've been in the education field. I've also been a paraprofessional. So before I got my teaching job, I started subbing. I almost forgot the word. Okay, so yeah, that's how I got started. What's the most challenging thing that you've encountered? That one's hard to say, considering like subbing is hard, but what I would say is challenging is when you get to the different schools, knowing the safety procedures. And if you haven't subbed yet and you're thinking about it, one of the things that you do need to know is what to do in a lockdown, what to do in a fire drill. If there's something that happens in the class, let's just say a health problem like a seizure, how do you encounter that? I think that's the most challenging thing that I would say has been a part in my substitute teaching journey. Is it worth subbing with the behaviors these days? I would say absolutely. The reason being is you are touching kids' lives. No, you're not going to be able to reach every single child that comes your way. Like, that's just nearly impossible. And I know that we do this because we want to make a difference. But I would say that there are more loving children out there in the world, in your community, that will give you the chance and the time of day, and you will absolutely fall in love with them. Yes, I would say it's worth it. 100%. Would you consider subbing easy? No.
Absolutely not.
And just to give clarification, teaching is not easy either. So like, obviously it's like you're just the substitute for the teacher, but you're doing kind of different things. You're just kind of there. I wouldn't necessarily say you're there to babysit, but you are there to help the teacher stay like on top of things while they're out. And they may be out for different reasons. They could have a mental health day. They could have a child that's sick at home or sick themselves. They could be going on vacation or jury duty, whatever. And they have something that they have to do in the classroom that you are doing for them. So just keep that in mind. But what's really hard about subbing is it's like you're the front lines of the school. So like you go in and you're like, oh, I'm in Mrs. Watt's class. Just give me for an example. Well, you don't know me, you don't know the students, but here you have this piece of paper and you have to read it at least 15 to 20 minutes early, and then you have to give attendance and know the kids, and then see the IEP students, and then see the ones who probably will give you trouble, and then they'll ask you to go to the bathroom, and then there's the phone's ringing and you're just like so I will say it takes time. It's not a job that's completely like challenging to the point that you can't do it. And I will say that there's some substitute teachers out there that are subbing this is probably not a job for you, but it's doable and it can be a lot of fun. And I'm going to put out a video about substitute teaching tips that will be very appropriate. So if you're just getting started and you heard that this is not easy, don't worry. I got your back. And the last one for you today is, what are your biggest tips? Okay, so I will give you 3 tips right now. Okay, so number 1 is always to be confident in yourself. You might be just a guest substitute teacher, which in my state of Pennsylvania, that just means that you don't actually have like your teaching license, but you have like a license to substitute teach. So you could have been an accountant before, or who knows, something else. and you've never done this. And so you're a little bit nervous. And that's okay to be nervous, but don't show these kids that you are nervous, because what they will do is walk all over that. They will talk, they will make fun of you in front of everybody. They will do everything in their power to not have a school day within the classroom. So if you are just up there and you're confident and you kind of show them who's boss of the class, this goes for kindergarten through 12th grade, I promise, then you will have a much more successful day. I hope that helps. Number two, I would say walk around the classroom these days. So these kids have iPads, they have laptops, whatever it is that they use. And I promise you, they will not be on what you tell them to be on. Okay? This happens with teachers in the room too, but teachers have more access to things that substitute teachers may not have. So walk around the room and just monitor. Keep doing it. And once you see a student get onto another website that they're not supposed to be on, call them out on it. Obviously not to embarrass them, but be like, hey, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. Get to what you're doing, or I'm writing your name down. Along with that, what I like to do, and this would probably work more for middle school, high school students, is when they are done on their laptops, their iPads, whatever they have available for them to use, is say to them, show me your work and I will write your name down. So it's kind of like a positive thing for the students. And what ends up happening is they are like, oh, she's serious. Like, okay, I'll get my work done and then I guess I can just work on other stuff when I'm done. And that for me has made such a significant impact in my student teaching journey. So 1, be confident, and then 2, walk around and then say to the students before they start, when you are done, show me your work. And number 3 is the most important one, I would say, is follow the lesson plan. The teachers, just FYI, teachers hate writing lesson plans. And a lot of the times they need to have sub, but a lot of the teachers say, F it, because that's how much they think into their planning, and then it's a lot more copying that they have to do, or they just have to do one more step so that way you are comfortable in their classroom. So when you're in the classroom, you're like, I'm not doing that. Stop and don't do that. Just follow the lesson plan. Do what it says. And if you didn't get to something, don't sweat it. Just put in your subnotes, we did not get to chapter 5, but we ended up getting halfway through chapter 4. That simple. Okay. So those were the top questions that were asked for today. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. A thumbs up, as it helps me gain more substitute teachers, and definitely share this with your substitute teacher friends.